ChatGPT. It passed like the bar exam.
Well, sorry,
I
can't use ChatGPT for this.
It can help you study.
Not really.
I think so. It helps me. It literally helps me with everything I do in my life now.
I know. And you don't think people are going to have a fucking chip to put in their head?
Nah, you 100% right. Nah, I see the vision.
Yeah, they're just going to have access to ChatGPT at all times.
I see Elon's vision for sure. Sign me up.
Yeah, his other vision is to fight Zuckerberg.
That's hilarious. He wants to be in a cage match with Zuckerberg. And Zuckerberg
is it going to be like MMA or is it going to be boxing?
I don't. Does boxing do cage matches? I thought boxing like a ring. I thought boxing like a ring.
Because it's not going to be a sanctioned fight. It's going to be exhibition. So it's just going to be whatever rules they agree to.
So I'm assuming MMA only because that's what like Zuckerberg trains for.
Fucking he's going to lose because Zuckerberg is like actually pretty good, like good at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
All you got to do is get a hold of fucking Musk.
Don't call him Musk.
Well, I'm tired of saying Elon.
Musk.
We all musky in there.
That's hilarious. Musky in there. Yeah, that was a good one. Not really, but it's all right.
I know. I mean, it's the obvious thing.
Yeah.
Somebody had to say it.
Yeah. It's okay. But musky is not even the word. It's musty, right?
Yeah. That's
play word.
Come on, man.
Okay, I see you. I see the vision. I see the vision. But definitely will have a chip in my brain. I
told you would.
At first I fought it because I'm like...
You fought it for 2 seconds. You're like, you know what? Never mind.
Yeah. At first I fought it. You said what?
I said chip me up. That's what you said. You're like, oh, I'm not going to do... Actually,
I mean, we have a chip right here in our hands.
This was my whole argument of first whatever. Like, why are you fighting me? Like, we already have it with us. It's just the difference is it's going from here to here.
Yeah, and that's why I'm pushing back because it's going here. I don't want people to fuck with my head. Like, I'm fine with this because I can just throw this shit.
Basically, I think Cyberpunk is right.
What does Cyberpunk do?
Just the whole dystopian world of it. It's like I think that's where we're going.
I mean, I'm down. You're not down?
No, because then we have no fucking rights.
Wait, I don't know the Cyberpunk rights. I played it, but I don't know. Like, I thought it was just like a
Cyberpunk. It's basically like if you're not, you have to. It's basically an example of like where we could possibly go, where it's like the super elite wealthy have access to like anything they need, and then everyone else is basically just fucked.
Really?
Yeah.
When I played the Cyberpunk game, it wasn't like that.
You see a lot more of it whenever you watch like the anime.
Oh, anime. Okay.
Where it's like you just even use your own washer and dryer, you have to pay for it.
I mean, you kind of.
It's like the whole point of like hyper capitalism. Like if it keeps going.
Technically, we do that now. Like, gotta pay for the water, electricity.
Well, yeah. Well, also it's just like how we talked about before when BMW was like going to charge you a subscription for like all the add-on features. So like if you want to use the heated seats, you have to pay a certain amount a month.
Yeah.
It's basically like a similar thing, except it's like for every time you use it, you have to pay money.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see that.
Like a direct, but it's not like to the water company. It's like that money you're paying to the company that you bought the washer and dryer from.
Yeah.
So it's like you're paying for the washer and dryer, and then you have to pay for every use of the washer and dryer.
I mean, they can literally do that now.
That's the point, is where it keeps going, where it's like, oh, everything I do is a microtransaction.
I don't know if I see that. But
yeah, I do.
Why though?
Because everything went from being, hey, purchase it. Now it's like, you have to pay a subscription for it now. And then it's going to get to the point of like, okay, now we need to make more money. So how do we do that? Okay, now we charge for this, charge for that, micro transaction, everything.
I guess. I mean, if they wanted to.
And then it's like you have to pay, like, how else in our country, as you know, we don't have medical insurance unless your job pays for it, or you're paying it like for a shitty version yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like in that world, it's like, oh, you can't even get like the police department to come to you unless you have money and you're paying a subscription for it.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know if I see that happening.
So like in the anime itself, there's a point where like these guys are trying to kill somebody in another vehicle, but it ends up wrecking the vehicle the main character is in with his mom.
Yeah.
And then, so the car basically blows up and then she's over there dying. And then the people that were coming to like help kind of like, I guess like what are the people that are like the emergency people? So like EMP? The EMPs basically come to her like, because they see like, oh, somebody's there. And they're like, oh, wait, she doesn't have a subscription. So they just kept on going. She's just laying there dying.
Yeah, nah, that's not happening.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen.
That's not happening.
You have so much optimism.
I mean, they can literally
if you just
do
want to go down the rabbit hole of like just certain shit that happens in this country that you don't know about, where it has to do with like just Just go down the rabbit hole of glyphosate.
I mean, I can 100% see
and how
it.
it's completely ravaged our fucking food system, which is why we're have some of the worst health conditions of any other country.
Yeah, I guess I'm saying I can see that happening, but it literally can happen now. Like it can happen anytime. Like why is it not happening now?
It's slowly going.
How? I don't see how is it slowly going? Like what is
as technology improves, then it becomes easier to implement all these things.
You can literally implement a subscription healthcare right now if you want it. But why haven't they? Because why would
Because there's a current
they?
structure to it now, but things change over time. I'm just pointing out that they have. It's taking the current path of things and then just taking it to the extreme is my point.
Yeah, and the extreme is like why? Like, I don't think we went to the extreme.
I just feel like it's gonna happen.
Nah. See, that's where we differ. That's where we differ. I think
I just don't trust our system at this point anymore.
I think you think of things more in extremes. I don't think it.
And you think of everything in optimism.
No, not optimism. Just like real life world. Like literally, it can happen anytime. That subscription stuff can happen now.
I know, that's my point.
But it is not. Why? Like if they can make more money now, have subscriptions for healthcare. Why haven't they?
Because there is a degree of like you have to. The whole concept of boiling the frog. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
Where basically it's like you can't just throw the frog into the boiling pot because they just jump out. What you have to do is you put the frog in the water where it's a comfortable temperature and you slowly turn it up until it gets to the point where because it's hard for anybody to notice whenever you're doing gradual change versus like if you go from one extreme to another, they're gonna freak out.
Okay, I guess.
Whereas if you go to the route of like, okay, it's at this comfortable temperature and you slowly raise it over time, eventually you get to the boiling point where it's going to kill the frog.
Yeah, I get it.
That's the whole point.
So what is it? What are the steps that's happening now to where it's going to get there?
So I guess right now is the big thing is, of course, everything's become a subscription now.
Okay, that's extreme. I don't think everything is coming to a subscription.
It
I think there's
basically has.
certain industries where there's subscriptions that are taking over.
Okay, tell me something that's not a subscription anymore.
Washer and dryer.
But it could happen. Especially now with like the smart functions.
Anything could happen.
I know, but it's not there right now. But
what are the steps that's getting there? Like what are you seeing that's like, oh, it's about to be there or it's going to get there?
I'm just pointing out other industries that have already done it.
Yeah.
So then eventually the washer and dryer companies get to a point because they're all owned by public companies and the fiduciary responsibility of a person, of a executive running a public company is you have to look out for the best interest of your shareholders, which is the price of the value of your stock for this this company has to go up. Eventually you get to the point where it's like you have, through efficiency, maximize the profit you can make. So then what is the next step? Okay, we have to figure out how to make more money. You look at other industries and what they're doing. And what other industries are currently doing is they're going to a subscription model because instead of paying $2,000 once for Photoshop, now what they're doing is they charge you X amount of money a month forever. And there's a benefit to how much money they make through that. And they also try to force you to use one of their products. It's like, oh, you have to buy the full suite.
Yeah.
So looking at the way Adobe has done that, other companies in creative industries are copying them because they've increased their profits significantly because now you're having to pay pay a good amount of money a month to use all the suite, even though you only want to use 3 apps from the suite.
So aren't there industries where the subscription model is not working? Like Netflix?
Well, that's also because of the model of how much they got caught in a spending war. Because Netflix actually makes a profit now because they're being a little bit more conservative with what they spend money on and how much they're going to spend. And also they're creating more efficiency by forcing everyone to have their own account.
Yeah.
Because they were focused on growth. Now they're focused on efficiency.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit different a situation because it's kind of like they're the disruptor in the industry. The other companies then to compete started just spending bukus of money on something that didn't really make sense unless you start trying to focus on making things more efficient, bringing in other sources of revenue with ads.
Healthcare literally is a subscription already.
Oh, no.
So like what's going to change? Like in our country, in our country, healthcare is literally already a subscription. Like,
well, that's also why we have one of the worst healthcare systems in the world.
Yeah, so what will change with that? Nothing. You're already there.
Yeah.
So
but
so why do you think we're going to get to this point where it's going to be like if you like it's Cyberpunk. Like if they don't
Well,
have
because at that point, so with Cyberpunk, so like if you have to, you're in an emergency and you have to be taken by a ambulance, they go ahead and take you and they charge you later. But if it happens enough where a majority of people don't have the money to then pay later for the ambulance, if through using technology itself, they can tell like, okay, this person can't afford to use emergency services because we're never going to get our money, because a lot of the medical industry, they have to spend money. Like if you go to a hospital, there's a huge portion of the hospital that is just people collecting money. So you could see like a hospital get to the point where it's like, okay, instead of having to pay all these people to then take care of to get the money back that's owed to us, a hospital may get to the point slowly over time. Of course, I don't think it's going to happen immediately because they're going to have to deal with backlash. Would be in theory, they could get to the point where they start eliminating off that side of the business and go towards, hey, you have to prepay for healthcare, like for health services. So the same thing with like ambulances. They know if they know you don't have the money to pay for the ambulance, then they're not going to take you because they're wasting their money. They're basically wasting resources and not getting money for it. So then it could get to a point where it's like, hey, the ambulance company, because the ambulance company is actually separate from the hospital themselves. The ambulance companies could basically be like, hey, if you ever want to use an ambulance, you have to have a subscription service with us.
Yeah.
And if you don't, well, sorry, we're not going to get you. Figure out how to get to the hospital yourself.
Yeah, I mean, logically it makes sense.
Because most people don't realize hospitals, a majority of them, ambulance is all private companies.
Logically it makes sense. I mean, yeah, but like they can literally do that anytime. They could have done that 20 years ago.
My point is the whole boiling a frog method.
I mean, they could have boiled the frog 20 years.
All of a sudden, say like something happens where like the hospital goes, okay, we will no longer serve people unless you've paid us up front. Then people are going to fucking flip out about it.
Okay.
But if you slowly over time, like make it to where it's like, okay, you actually have to, if you pay this much money up front, you get priority on stuff. And I'm just trying to think of I can't think off the top of my head, other ways they could do it, but they could start slowly working the way of like, okay, more money up front you give, the better service you'll get, the more guarantees we can do for you. Certain healthcare things like, I don't know, certain conditions, like they may have a thing where it's just like, oh, you pay up front for this thing, pay up front for that thing, and then you get priority on stuff. That's what my head is thinking. And slowly over time, you do more and more of it where it's up front and get rid of like,
My thinking is, I think we give a lot of these people that empower too much credit and think they're more competent than they
I'm not
are.
saying they're competent. No, what I'm saying is they're going to make this.
I'm saying like, I don't think they're thinking this way of like manipulating the world to where the industry.
I'm not saying they're manipulating the world.
I'm saying like, I don't think
I'm just thinking
that
they're thinking
hard.
like business owners trying to figure out ways to make more money.
Yeah.
And they know of like, okay, if I do, they have to weigh the cost benefit analysis of, okay, if we make this drastic change that could in theory make us more money, well, with this situation, that's going to create a massive backlash, which is going to hurt us horribly in the immediate time frame.
Yeah, I'm saying I don't think they're that competent to where they're going to think 40, 50 years ahead.
I'm not saying 40, 50 years, but
well,
I'm
boiling
saying
the frog. I think that like a lot of these industries that went subscription model did it almost immediately because they see the profit. There wasn't waiting like 50 years ahead, like planning 50 or 30, 20, whatever years ahead to boil the frog to make this big change. I think we give a lot of people way too much credit.
I think you're not, I guess I'm not phrasing it the way that I'm trying to. So here's an example. If you look at the history of YouTube, there was a period where if you took a sponsorship, your audience would rebel against you. But there became enough benefit from that where there was enough creatives that kept taking sponsorships to the point that it conditioned the audience to just accept it. So now if you go on YouTube, no one really cares that much if there's a sponsorship. They just fast forward.
Yeah, I don't 100% agree with that. I never saw a rebellion when people took a sponsorship.
I've saw it many times, and there's a lot of YouTubers that will talk about how if you took a sponsorship, your audience would be pissed the hell off at you. You get disliked like crazy on your video.
Is it because they took a sponsorship or how they were doing the sponsorship?
It was almost always just taking a sponsorship.
I think that's
because
important.
It was seen as like selling out. Because at that time, I'm talking about like 2014 YouTube.
Yeah.
Where it was the place that you went to get away from mainstream media. It was the place where you went to go experience something that you couldn't experience anywhere else.
I guess I'm not gonna 100% get on that point. I'm
just giving an example.
Yeah, I'm not gonna 100% believe that. I think,
but I'm not saying that they're in their head like planning out the next 40 years, because businesses don't look that far ahead. They look, okay, what is immediate actions I can take to make more profit? Yeah. Okay, let's look at what other companies are doing. Okay, this company went to this model and it created a huge backlash on their company and they haven't quite recovered from that. I don't think we can quite do that. But this other company took this one next step forward and this worked, and there was minimum things that they could just push through and they were good.
I see what you're saying. That. I see what you're saying. I've seen a lot of businesses and billionaires do some dumb stuff to where I'm not going to say like they're smart enough to even think that way.
I'm just saying what they're looking at is they're looking at spreadsheets and then also weighing the reactions to it.
I get it. But I'm like, see, there's a lot of, like, even recently, there's some billionaires that do some dumb stuff.
Well, it's because billionaires most of the time are fucking stupid too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think we're given like this thought process you're saying.
Let's think about, have you looked at the Twitch situation that's been going on?
Yeah.
Where Twitch will like announce a change for them to make more money, then they get backlash, and then they're like, okay, we're not going to do that. And then they'll then do another change that's like not as far over, and they'll get less of reaction to it. It's basically, it's weighing out like, okay, what, and all the companies are looking at their competitors, and they're also looking at other industries of, okay, what are they doing that we can do in our industry? And then they trying to weigh out like what is going to be the reaction to it, because obviously people can tell we're trying to make more money.
Twitch only did that because they're definitely competing with Kick now. That's the only reason they're changing stuff, because they finally have competition.
Well, they're also changing stuff because they're not been profitable. And Amazon's their bosses at Amazon want them to be more profitable, so they're having to try to make decisions to be more profitable, but they're having to try to weigh at the same time the community that they have there, and the streamers that they have there. Because here's the thing: is I've heard people talk about how there's certain decisions that they make that actually benefit a majority of streamers, but the top level streamers get hurt by it. Like, they don't make as much money, so then they make a fuss about it. And then because most of the audiences are paying attention to those people, the audience get pissed off at Twitch. But it's like, what they're actually doing actually benefits a majority of the people involved. But because the biggest people there made us think about it, the audience has followed what they said.
Yeah.
So whenever you're dealing with anything where you have a community, because anything Adobe does is going to piss off people now. For example, anytime they raise prices, when they went to the whole subscription model, people were pissed the fuck off on. But now it's become like the standard, and everyone just goes, okay, whatever, right? It fucking sucks. And people will look at alternatives like Blackmagic, DaVinci Resolve, where you just pay it once, so then you have it.
So the thing that with a lot of these companies that you're mentioning, they had to do that. The health industry, they don't. Like, they're making profit.
Oh, well, I'm not necessarily...
They don't need to change
the health
anything.
Industry itself, but the ambulance industry I could see, because they're not actually very profitable. And also most ambulance drivers don't even have insurance, because ambulance companies don't provide it to their employees, ironically.
Oh, damn. I don't even...
Yeah, if you look into that industry, it's fucking sketch as fuck.
But I don't know. I just don't see this whole dystopian world that you're seeing. I think a lot of things have changed in like the last 100 whatever years, and we're still kind of the same. Like, of course things change. Of course, because like life changes and technology is better, but like we're still kind of living the same. And I think that's just going to be how it is. I don't think we're going to just be like in this dystopian future where people are just like, fire is just burning and like you
didn't pay for firefighter. You didn't pay your firefighter bill.
You didn't pay your firefighter bill, so now your house is just burned down and now you live on the street. Like,
well, here's the thing: firefighter is actually owned by government, so it's not the same thing there.
Well, I was just. But yeah, I just don't see this. And we always talk about this because we always have a difference, like vision. Your vision is very more cynical.
Of course it is. Because this world's fucked, especially this country.
See, this country does have fucked up shit.
You think?
But it has some good shit as well. It's life. We have fucked up shit and you have good shit.
Okay, Dalai Lama.
Dalai Lama. No, don't say Dalai Lama. No. I'm not Dalai Lama.
Stuck my tongue.
That was wild.
I know. I never even watched the video.
I don't know if I did either.
That's when people talk about it. I didn't watch that.
That was some wild shit.
Yeah, you think?
Did you see that submarine?
I only heard about it like Thursday or Friday of this week.
Yeah.
Because I don't pay attention to anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, where are you going with this?
Yeah, because I want to talk about it, but I don't because it's like insensitive because people died.
This won't be the first time you're insensitive.
That's true. But that's one of the things I was
True.
talking about where billionaires are just dumb. Like,
Well, it's because I think at a certain point you get so much money, you're just like, oh, the rules don't apply to me. And then you go, and then all of a sudden your brain is like, oh, the rules don't apply to me. Oh, every other rule, like physics, doesn't apply to me too because I have enough money to get by.
or they just don't think about it. Like, it's just a lot of these people, like billionaires and CEOs or whatever, just don't think that deeply.
Well, also, I think there's a degree of like, a lot of times you get in that position because they're risk takers. So then in their brain, it's like, okay, I've done most things. So now it's like, okay, what are the other risks I can take?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, let me go fucking skydive with a fucking flying squirrel suit off a fucking building.
That seems fun. Like Batman?
Batman's a billionaire.
Batman, I'll beat Batman for sure.
You'd beat it?
No, I'll beat Batman. I am Batman.
I'm Batman.
That shit sounds fun though. Like, what do you call it? Like, free falling with
Free falling.
What you like flying?
I don't know what you
Would you like jump
It's
out of
like
a plane?
gliding. No, I would not jump off of a fucking building.
No, not building a plane. Like
No.
skydiving.
No, I wouldn't skydive.
Really?
No, I'm pussy.
Yeah, you definitely are pussy. That's crazy.
It's like,
Oh,
I don't even like getting in the water. You want me to jump out of a plane now?
wait, can you swim?
We've had this conversation
I
so many
know.
times.
I tell you, my memory is terrible.
Well, it's not convenient for a podcast. It's like, oh, why do I talk about the same thing every episode? It's because Jordan's memory is shit.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's like he forgot we talked about this 8 times already.
No, I wouldn't go in the ocean. The ocean is one
Fuck
of
the
the
ocean.
scariest places to me. The ocean and space. Those two things are one of the scariest places to me.
Yeah, of
because
course.
they're just like pitch black darkness.
Well, it's like if you go in
endless-
deep enough in the ocean, you just get crushed. Like I heard
Yeah.
people talking about that, and they're just like, "Oh, what? There's not a way to get out of it." It's like you couldn't get out of it. 1,
Yeah.
2, if you did, you'd be crushed.
Yeah.
because of how much pressure there
Yeah.
is from the water.
Instantly. I didn't know that. I didn't know like the what do you call it? The combustion? Not combustion, but the when they like blow up, but it's like
Implosion.
implosion. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that about implosion. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude, the ocean, like, it is not that fucking deep that you have to get before, like, the human body can't handle the pressure and it just implodes.
Yeah.
And then same thing with any type of ship you get in. There's, depending on the engineering construction of it, there's only a certain depth it can get. We haven't gotten that far into the ocean because of how much pressure
Yeah.
there is.
And it's also crazy that James Cameron went and saw it 33 times? The
He's a
Titanic.
psychopath. What do you expect?
Well, he's smart psychopath because he actually spent money on his ship to go down there to even make it.
Anytime you have someone who's that successful, usually they're fucking psychopath.
Yeah. But yeah, that's crazy. The ocean is absolutely scary. I would never step foot in the ocean. Like the deep depths, darkness of the ocean. No, fuck that.
Yeah, I won't even get in a cruise ship.
Cruise ship, I don't know. I heard people be in a cruise ship and then like at night.
I love when people roast people that get on fucking cruise ships. Like comedians will
roast-
be like, those are the worst fucking humans that ever existed.
What? Why?
That get on a cruise ship.
I've never heard this.
Oh,
this
I've seen
opinion.
so many comedians talk about that.
Really?
Bill Burr has a joke of like, hey, if you want to deal with overpopulation, just kill the people on cruise ships first.
Why? What is the?
Well, because comedians hate, I think, cruise ships because there's like a whole thing of like stand-ups will do cruise ships.
Yeah.
And they just deal with the people that are on cruise ships. And they're like, these are the trashiest people on earth.
Damn. I did not know that.
And they're like, oh, people will spend whatever, a little bit of money to get on a cruise. Because it's like, honestly, a lot of cruises aren't that expensive.
Yeah.
And they'll just, the way they'll act on there. It's just like, these are the fucking worst
damn,
human
damn,
beings
I didn't
on
know
earth.
Damn, my family went on a cruise ship.
Well,
They're pretty nice people.
I don't know them that well. I don't know.
But I would get on the cruise, man. Fuck that. I'll get on the cruise. Cruise looks fun.
Torpedo.
Torpedo?
Yeah.
Or just a random torpedo. Just a random ass torpedo just come flying.
Yeah.
Okay. Submarine though? Fuck no.
Hell no.
Yeah. That's claustrophobic. Nightmare.
And you just with a bunch of dudes.
Some bitches would be fine. On some females would be cool.
Some females. Come on, man.
Some women. I'm sorry. Some women. Females is a bad word.
Yeah, a bunch of males and females.
Bunch of dudes.
Bunch of dudes.
What's the girl equivalent of dudes?
chick?
Gal. Chick. Yeah, okay. So a bunch of chicks would be fun.
Yeah.
No.
Bunch
we
of
wouldn't.
dudes.
No. Dudes or chicks? No.
A bunch of dudes on the
I'm not in
submarine.
the submarine with 5 chicks or 5 dudes.
Where's a bunch of dudes on the submarine? One time in the submarine.
Oh. That's your story? What happened in the submarine?
I'm just like
Evan?
playing off of like one time at band camp.
Uh,
You never heard that?
No. You ever been to band camp?
No.
Have you ever been in band?
Yeah, I was in band 6th or 8th grade.
Me too. Just 6th grade though. After 6th
Just
grade,
sixth?
I'm like,
I went through 8th.
I'm not a nerd. So
Well, I was like, I'm a nerd.
what you play? The clarinet?
Trombone.
Oh, of course. You like a trombone player.
Hey.
I play the flute. I can't talk.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I can't talk. But it was only 6th grade. You actually had a passion for it.
I don't know if I had a passion, but I was
I'm
in
just
it.
playing,
It was
I'm
either
just
that or you did choir, and I was like, I don't want
I
to
did choir 8th grade. Not choir, but like the singing class.
The what?
Singing class. Like we just had a class where you just sing. Yeah. I wasn't in choir though, but
What, the Kansas City?
yeah, it was like an elective. Like, you know how like a band elective and then like a choir elective, you could choose band or like choir.
Yeah.
But we didn't like perform. Like choir, we didn't perform.
Yeah, we're just that bad. The teacher was just like, I'm not putting these people out ever. It's like, I make a charge for war crimes.
I remember an assignment we had to sing in front of the teacher,
Ew.
but like it was like a private, so it was just me and the teacher, and we sung, and I got 100%. A plus, baby. She liked my vocals. You know, something light.
Can we hear? I want to hear. Let's hear some.
No, I'm okay.
You sure?
It was just it was a private thing, so I can't.
Okay, well, it's just a private thing, just us two right now.
It's not. It's millions of listeners.
I'll cut it out.
We have millions of listeners.
Oh yeah, totally.
No, I'm not singing, Evan.
I'll cut it out.
This is harassment.
No, it
You're
isn't.
harassing your black co-host.
Wow.
Is that what we're doing now?
I don't know. Sure.
Is this our podcast now?
I mean, we solved racism earlier, so it should be fine.
But you didn't record.
And
Jeez.
they don't know.
No, I got 100%. Did you get 100%? I don't think so.
I wasn't in choir. I mean, I was in choir, like the church choir, till like 5th grade.
Church choir?
Yeah, I mean, white church, so they're not that good. but-
No, they be jamming out in the white.
Really?
They be like having rock. It's like a rock band, low key.
Oh yeah, when you go to a white church
pop
nowadays.
rock.
No, it wasn't that type of thing.
Okay.
But yeah,
Black
yeah, white
people-
churches nowadays, yeah, they're just like have a full on rock band
Yeah.
up there.
For
They got like the
sure.
fucking smoke and everything.
Yeah,
It's like,
that whole
goddamn.
production, 100%. It's so
It's like, why
funny.
they have pyrotechnics in the church?
They be having the neon lights flash and be dark. It's a whole concert for sure.
Oh, they got lasers going.
Yeah,
It's like,
100%.
what the fuck is going on? It's like they have a bigger budget than Drake does.
That is so
It's like
true.
that's where your offering went.
The choir budget.
It went to buy the pastor fucking Rolls Royce and get the fucking stage presents. Good.
That's hilarious.
Gotta have
Live
a setup.
Nation presented by Live
Hell
Nation.
yeah.
Presented by Live Nation. That's crazy.
The singer sponsored by is fucking signed to Rock Nation.
Choir sponsored by Rock Nation. That's funny.
Oh my god, they're all they're all managed by fucking.
JC.
They all got Lenny S as a manager.
No, that is hilarious because that is exactly how it is for sure.
Dude, I know it's so funny. Like those big white churches,
Yeah, they be jamming out, man.
It's like, what do you have 6 guitarists playing?
They be jamming out. They be giving out CDs at the end. Yeah,
They got their merch.
merch for sure.
Hell yeah.
Funny times. But I know that, man. You could sing. You were the lead singer. I know it.
No,
No, you were you played the.
I was just there.
You were a tenor.
Yeah, I'm a tenor.
Really? I just guessed. That's the only one I knew.
Well, it's because my voice is fucking.
No, you're alto.
pussy.
What's an alto?
Huh?
What's an alto? Like this? That's the.
Alto is like next one up. That's usually chicks.
Yeah, you're alto for sure.
No,
I can see it. I can see it.
I'm not an alto.
I'm everything. I'm alto, tenor, bass.
Yeah, it goes like bass, baritone,
Baritone.
tenor, alto. I forget after that.
But that's good, man. Okay, I see you. Give us a vocal.
Oh yeah, try to turn it back on me.
Yeah.
Stop
yeah.
using the Uno deck. We're not playing Uno.
You asked me, so I'm asking you. So
Oh, equality.
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 I think I'm starting to see how Elon is fucking up Twitter.
Tell us more. Tell us how Musk
just-
is fucking things up.
It's just a lot of hateful stuff on Twitter now.
Like,
Like I just see hate from everything. Maybe it's my algorithm. I'm just a hateful person.
I mean,
I don't think so. Though.
they've been recording my voice thinking it's you.
Do you think these algorithms are like actually like showing us what we want to see, or is like forcing us stuff?
So I think the algorithms don't show us what we want to see. They're showing us what we show them that we pay attention to.
So we want to see.
I wouldn't say want to see because
Well, what they
you may
think we
want to see positive stuff, but what you end up actually paying attention to and basically showing the algorithm itself, like what things you end up paying the most attention to and interacting with the most, tend to be things that are more hateful.
So what they think we want to see, basically.
Yes,
because
it's based on, they're looking at what do people interact with
Yeah.
the most. So they're looking at what things do you pay attention, what things do you pause and look at versus and read, what things do you like or retweet, based on all of those things and what other people similar to you in the algorithm look at and stop on. And they think that's the algorithm then thinks like, oh, this is what they want to see.
Yeah.
And it's like, you may want to see only puppy videos, but you may not interact with them as much as you do with some video with people getting whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that, I guess. But it's like a loop because if that's the only thing I'm seeing, like I'm interacting with it.
It's like you have to purposely look out for stuff that you want to see.
Yeah.
And you actually have to interact with those things.
And I think you have to, there's an option to where you can like not hide, but it's like don't show anymore or something.
Yeah.
So you got to like
you have to like purposely train the algorithm for what you want to see versus what things do you actually pay attention to.
That is true. And I don't do that. So that's why I'm seeing hateful shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that's the whole thing that people talk about whenever people pay attention when they see a wreck on the road.
Yeah.
And that's what they look at and don't pay attention to driving.
Yeah.
Just because the human condition is like, oh, shit blew up. Ooh.
No, but it's crazy because I see so much like negative stuff about like just
My legs hurt so bad from sitting crisscross.
That's what you get. That's what you get. I try to warn you. I'm like, why are you sitting?
What, am I being racist?
Yeah, I'm like, we're not supposed to do that anymore. It's racist. You
I was trying to find enlightenment.
You trying to get your third eye open?
Shit, it's way open.
Would you do yoga?
I've tried it.
Really?
I'm not flexible.
Because
It's painful.
you gotta like
It's suffering.
You gotta like do it more, right?
I love how we just I completely got you off topic. Go ahead, Beck.
But I see like so much hateful stuff that's like from people that are, I think people are starting to like be more hateful because of Twitter, honestly. Because it's like they just hate on stuff first, like all the time. I'm like, why y'all hating on this? Like, there's a lot of like, have you heard about the Weekend show, The Idol?
I have seen like screenshots of it. Or yeah, I've seen like a screenshot of like the Rotten Tomatoes on it. Mm-hmm. And it was just bad, apparently.
Yeah,
The past that I don't know anything.
and I'm watching it, and people are like roasting it, and there are some like cringy, like definitely some cringy
I just hear
stuff.
it like it's not a role that he's equipped for currently.
I don't think he's equipped for any role, but I like it. I mean, his acting in first episode was like rough for sure.
Well, I'm just saying there are roles that I think each person themselves could do because it's just close to who they are. So as long as they have some comfort on camera, they can play that role. But once you start like having a little bit more, emotions outside of that, then you're usually comfortable being able to like access.
Yeah.
Then at that point, then you look fucking.
I mean, what is The Weeknd though? Like, what is his personality?
Being mysterious, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But
If he was just like standing there like in a shadow the whole time,
just don't
like
do
the
nothing.
whole show, just don't do anything, just stand there.
just don't do anything. That's his role.
Yeah, he's just like a feature.
But yeah, I'm just watching it. I'm like, I enjoy the show. It comes on today, actually.
Well, you like everything.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people would just be hating. Like, how do y'all hate? How do y'all have this much hate for stuff in general? Like, I just don't have that in me.
I say the same thing when you start talking about anything that was released before 2005. I'm like, how do you hate this so much?
I don't hate it. I don't even talk about it.
Keep
Like,
going on your topic. No. Just let me do my shot and keep going.
but yeah, like I'm just like looking at the comments, and it ruins everything for me.
See, that's what you're paying attention to, the comments of these things and people commenting on it. So they're like, oh, he wants to see conflict.
Well, I want to see stuff about the show, and that's the only thing that I'm seeing about the show.
Maybe that's because everyone's saying shitty things about it.
That's what I'm saying. And like, it ruins it for people that actually enjoy it. And if you don't like it, just don't watch it. Like, why are y'all commenting and like having this much like hateful energy towards it in general? Like, if you don't like it, just don't watch it and don't talk about it. It's just, it's weird to me. And it ruins it for people that like it, like stuff.
I like how it's like, why is Twitter, like, why is everyone so horrible on Twitter? It's like, well, I mean, why is everyone on Instagram wanting their picture liked? It's just part of the thing, man.
I don't see that on Instagram. Like, Instagram is fun. Like, I just see like funny shit on my reels. Like, I just scroll and it's funny and it's just whatever. Like, I don't see people trying to like have these like deep like conversations or like these critiques about stuff. It's
Here's
just
what
like,
I've heard some people talk about on Twitter, like people that are like creators on there, like
Yeah.
just creators like on YouTube talking about just Twitter and talking about different social medias. They're talking about how they've noticed like over the last few months, it's turned into everyone's trying to like ratio everyone. So like anything that's said on there, they want to just like start a whole thing of everyone just shitting on this tweet, every single one.
or just like have the complete opposite opinion or about something. It's like just for like clicks or like very like crazy opinions about stuff like hot takes.
And you wonder why I got off of social media.
It's not social media. It's specifically Twitter. Like, I don't see this on any other social media that I get on. It's literally just Twitter.
Says man who's never been on Reddit.
I've been on Reddit.
Okay.
I've read it.
See, there are cool subreddits, but then there's other ones that are.
Yeah, I don't get on it as often, I guess, but I get on Reddit. I just don't be on it like that. But yeah, Twitter is just like turning into this. At first, it was like funny, like jokey jokes. Now it's just like
Full cesspool.
yeah, it's annoying as hell.
Yeah, that's the problem with Twitter. Instagram, I hate just how much people promote on there.
I don't see any promotion on Instagram. I see funny like videos. It's like
That's because you just watch reels.
yeah,
But I'm talking about like everything else. It's like there's always some type of sponsorship thing going on. or
Really?
somebody's trying to like sell that they live a lifestyle.
really, yeah. That's not in my algorithm. I see it sometimes, but I just like scroll.
Yeah.
I don't be giving a fuck. I just like I try to find this. I guess that is part of the algorithm.
And everyone wants to sell like I'm hustling.
Yeah, I
Gotta work hard.
Yeah, I can see how that'd be
Sigma
annoying.
Brian said.
I can completely see how that'd be annoying. It's not on my algorithm though. I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
Instagram be having some funny ass videos, man. I'll be dying laughing.
I've heard people making fun of LinkedIn. It's so funny.
LinkedIn.
Because LinkedIn's like turned into like that version of Instagram, but that's everything.
yeah, I don't get on LinkedIn at all.
I don't either.
I'm not a LinkedIn guy, I guess.
Sorry, not professional.
Yeah, I'm not a professional
Come on,
guy.
man.
I'm not a corporate guy.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
No, you're a computer scientist.
I'm a scientist.
You're a
I'm an
computer
I'm
scientist.
an engineer.
Well, you're not an engineer, but a computer scientist.
I'm an engineer. Software engineering, babe. Come on now, get it right, bro. Get it right.
Damn.
Yeah, get it right.
Like, he evolved.
Yeah, get it right. I mean, that's no, not
Your
there.
computer scientist evolved into a software engineer.
They're all the same thing.
Eh,
It's all the same thing.
sure.
I'm telling you, it's all the same.
Well, explain that world to me then, because I don't know.
I'm not about to explain the computer science world.
Explain computer science.
Computer science is an umbrella term for all different types of fields.
Okay, tell me all the fields.
You can be a lot of like computer scientists are also like math people, mathematicians, whatever.
Okay.
Engineers, software engineers, data analysts, data scientists,
Okay.
system architects, system engineers, like all types of things. You know,
I don't know anything you're saying, but
it's
okay.
an umbrella term. You know, it's like
My umbrella. Ella, Ella.
it's like saying you're like a sports analyst, but maybe you like specialize
What's
in
a
this.
sports analyst? Other
Like-
than analyzing sports.
Yeah, like that. But you maybe specialize in a certain sport. You know, maybe just specialize in
What are
basketball.
they analyzing? What are they analyzing?
How someone will make a layup.
Isn't it kind of creepy as hell whenever you're watching like the draft or something and they're like, oh, this person is this tall with this wingspan. They have these measurements. It's like, this is kind of weird.
It is kind of weird when they do that.
And it's like, okay.
Like, it is weird when there's the NFL combine and they're just
That's what
like,
I talk about,
they're
yeah.
just like writing down like, oh, he went a 4.4 with like 280 pounds, 4.4. I'm like, oh, that is kind of creepy.
It's because it's also creepy because you have the connotation of like it's mostly young black dudes.
Yeah.
And it's like a bunch of old white men with clipboards measuring what they're doing.
100%. Doesn't get off the right vibes at all.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is kind of weird. But hey,
You like watching the NFL, so
NFL is a vibe.
nah, I don't know about that.
NFL is a vibe. You don't watch it, so you don't know.
Any of like the media to it, I don't feel the vibe. I've never been a big football person.
Yeah, because you don't watch it, man.
I have watched it before, motherfucker.
Yeah, I can see something once and not
I have
like
seen
it.
plenty of it. I've just grew up in a Cowboys household, so all I know is suffering.
I can see how if you are fans of a trash team, I guess. I don't know.
I can say trash, but they just know how to break your heart.
Cowboys are trash. We don't have to go there though.
They're not
Yeah,
trash. They just never finish anything. If they
Yeah.
have success, they choke it away.
Yeah, sure.
Or they make a catch and the refs just decide that's not a catch, you know.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Whatever helps you cope you know.
Says a guy that finally he's talking all this shit because his team just drafted the fucking greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Every year before that, they were shit.
I'm gonna say every year we were like the Cowboys sometimes, and then sometimes we were like the goddamn trash
Texans.
Yeah, Texans. Yeah, like sometimes we were like a decent okay, and then sometimes we're just booty.
Yeah, no one cares.
Yeah,
No one cares about this topic right now.
never know.
I'm just saying, it's just sports is creepy.
Yeah, but basketball, oh,
It's also creepy. It's also creepy because they do the same thing.
We were definitely talking about something before sports. I forgot what it was.
Social media.
Yeah. Have you seen the news about the Flash?
What?
How bad they're bombing in the box office. It is
How bad?
It is so funny because
I've seen like things like Twitter thumbnail, not Twitter, YouTube where people have like put posts, but I haven't watched any.
yeah, it's so funny because
One, I don't care.
Yeah,
And two, I don't care.
yeah, it's so funny because there are so many people that are coming out like this is the best comic book movie. Like Tom, the guy who did
Hold it together.
Mission Impossible.
Cruise?
Tom Cruise, yeah. Tom Cruise was like, this is the best comic movie ever.
Has he watched any comic book movie?
It was so funny because people were hyping this shit up, being like, oh, this is going to be so good. This is the best ever.
I do remember people hyping it like it's the best superhero film of all time.
And they're like one of the worst box office for DCU and all of the DCU films.
Well, I think there's a lot of things contributing to that.
Like what?
One is the lead actor.
Do you think people care that much? Like enough people
Well,
to
here's the thing is they can't put them out to, promote at all because
That's true.
they can't answer anything. And also promotion wise, they can't really put out like the director or writer or like any of that for the most part because they had to keep it minimum because they know those questions are going to come up.
But this was promoted well.
They put commercials, but I'm talking about like the other types of promotion where you put like, the talent.
I think
the talent out there.
I think they did.
That's not the only thing. The other thing is, one, people know that a reboot is happening to the DCU, so it's like, why would I get invested in this thing that's not going to matter anyways? Yeah. The next thing is the people that were Snyderverse people would probably hate it too, because it's like, oh, Zack Snyder can't do his universe, so fuck Warner Brothers, fuck DC.
Well, this was Snyder's universe, though.
I know, but it wasn't. This is still post him being no longer working with DC.
Yeah.
Then also there is a degree of, there's a lot of people that are hating on Warner Brothers currently because, they're canceling a lot of shows and restructuring things and people are just like, oh, they don't care about anything other than just money. So there's like another portion of that. So there's just a lot of things working to it where.
You know what I think it was? I think
also DC just hasn't been doing well.
I think it was Twitter. I think there was a campaign, like, I don't know who did it. I don't know where it came from, but there was a campaign to shit on it. But
Kevin Feige?
But they specifically shitted on the cameos and the CGI. So like
so the thing they always complain about in every movie, CGI.
Yeah, but this was bad because there were clips all over Twitter that specifically took the worst CGI out of the movie and the worst cameos.
Just put it out of context.
And just show like, this is what y'all like. This is horrible. This is horrible. And then people that didn't watch it just got turned off by it because that's all they saw. And I think that contributed to it a lot because I seen The Flash and it was pretty good. Like, it wasn't like terrible. But I think there was a campaign that definitely trashed it for sure. I don't know where it came from, but it just came out of nowhere because it was like hyped up. Like, people wanted to see it and people thought it was going to be really good. And then like when it came out, people.
Well, that's the other problem is when you hype something up and it's not that. And as soon as that happens, people just all of a sudden go, oh, okay, it was shit.
Yeah. But yeah, like there was
anytime someone talks about like the movies being promoted, it's like, oh, it's the best of this thing ever. And then as soon as it comes out and it's not that, people just go, oh, it's just a piece of shit. Even though it might be good.
Yeah.
It's not what was promoted.
Yeah.
So then it's just like, all right, cognitive dissonance, fuck this.
Yeah, that's true. But it was pretty decent.
And also, here's the thing. It's also The Flash.
What's wrong with The Flash?
It's not Batman.
I guess.
And DC hasn't built up the cachet with like the big universe thing with the other characters other than Superman or Batman.
But it's crazy because
Wonder Woman.
They had 3 Batmen in it. They had a Superwoman, Superman type character in it. It had cameos from like older Superman, but those cameos were booty. Like those cameos were trash. Like it looked like it's funny because there was a famous actor, I forgot his name, but like he's famous for those movies where he does adventures and tries to find like treasure, like natural treasure. What's his name?
Nicolas Cage.
That's
my dog.
Yeah, he cameoed in. He was a Superman. He cameoed in The Flash. But his cameo was terrible. So it was like super CGI, and it's funny because they said that he was actually there to shoot the cameo, but his whole body, his face, everything was just CGI, and it looked like like an old 2002 video game. Like it was just bad.
Looked like a PS3 game.
Yeah, it was just
like
bad.
A PS2 game.
It was just bad. And those were the clips that people would take and post it on social media. So it would be like those bad, really bad CGI. And people were just like, yeah, this shit's trash, y'all.
And they'll do that and they'll be like, they'll crop in on it too.
Yeah.
So then it looks even lower quality.
Yeah. And they would take it from like the bootleg clips. Yeah.
Where it's already compressed to shit. Yeah.
It was a bad campaign, man. And now they're doing like terrible. Like this is going to be like the
here's the thing.
lowest.
I don't think Warner Brothers really expected it to be like a success. They were just trying to get it out there to get some money back.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they kind of expected it to be a success.
I think they were hoping.
Yeah.
They were huffing that copium, but you know.
Because they had plenty of time to like cancel it or not, like, or postpone it or whatever.
Well, you had to think how much money they had already poured into it.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think there are limitations. So there are, I think, from what I understand, there are tax benefits of like when they just cancel a film and don't release it. But I think that's up to a certain amount.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened with like that Batgirl movie. And I think in this case, it was just too much money where it's just like, okay, we have to put this out.
Yeah.
And hopefully we can make a few $100 million back.
Yeah, but no, I think they're going to do lower than the Shazam movie that came out this year. Shazam! Fury of Gods. I think they're doing worse than that.
See, when I looked from the first weekend, if you include their international, it wasn't that horrible. Because they had made, like, the total between domestic and international was like 135,000 or something for the first weekend.
Yeah.
So it's not horrible.
I think they're doing so bad. The movie theaters are doing a campaign to where if you buy one Flash ticket, you get another one free.
Nice. Well, that's on the theater side. That's a separate entity.
Well,
I think
it's
in
still bad.
I
That's
could
still
see
a bad
in the
look.
U.S. it just continues doing shit because, you know, U.S. Twitter
Yeah.
is just shitting on it. But it might continue making some money overseas.
I feel sorry for. I think movies in general though are like making less money nowadays. Overall, there are some that are making like hella money. Like I think the new Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse. Have you seen that?
I want to.
Man, that shit is amazing. Amazing. I saw it like the
I was
weekend.
gonna go watch it, but then I didn't feel like going. That's what keeps happening with it. I'm like, oh, I want to watch it. And I'm like, I don't feel like going.
You should have definitely went. That shit, I enjoyed it a lot. Like that shit's making. I think it was like at 8 or 700 million or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think now movies need to be where people care and the people who make it care to like about it.
I've only been trying to say that forever.
I think it's obvious, but I think now it's getting to a point to where
people can tell it's just corporate fucking throw some shit together that we think people will like.
But at the same time, I don't know because the Mario movie, it's like
you still have those.
Yeah,
I
like,
think they're gonna always exist because they've always existed.
I don't know. Actually, I think now we're starting to see movies in the DCU and MCU to where they put out so many like movies. People are not really caring about the brand anymore.
Yeah,
because it's so like.
Well, I think they lost the momentum they could have had.
Momentum, yeah.
Because they had when they hit Endgame, it's like okay, we've finished a story arc. And then it's like, okay, now we have to establish the next story arc to keep people invested. And I don't think they did it.
I think Disney Plus fucked them up because they kind of did.
Oh, for sure.
Because coming out of Endgame, like besides like the Eternals and besides Black Widow, like they had some good movies. And they established the world, but I think they just kept putting out way too much shit, and it was just like not good. Like it was just like basic stuff, and it was just way too much. And I think people just got tired of it. But if you put out something that people care about, like the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, I think those will be successful. Those will always be successful. Because I think they're reaching close to 900 mil. Like 830 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I don't know. I'm kind of scared where movies are going.
I know, because it feels like people don't care as much about movies anymore.
Yep.
Because I think it's just the fact of like, as I said before, I think people kind of just pick up on the intention of what movies have kind of become now, where it's like, it's not really about the art form. It's just about, hey, people like X, so we'll make Y because people like X. And then people are kind of just like, okay, I can tell, like, you can just pick up after seeing enough movies.
Yeah.
Because you see enough people talk about how, like, they'll be like, movies suck nowadays. And that's because it's this constant thing of that's what movies get promoted. That's what movies you hear about. And it's like, okay, I don't want to watch this shit.
Do you know what I also think it is? I think social media is fucking it up because it makes these movies become real popular. And it's not just movies. It's like music as well. Like they become really anticipated by people that don't even necessarily care about the movie. They're just seeing it on Twitter. So they're like, oh, this is a big deal. So they go watch it and they're like, not good because they just don't care about it. Like, for example, like Young Thug album, he has a lot of fans and it was really anticipated. And the people listen to it and they're like, that shit's trash. This is trash. But it's like, do you really listen to Young Thug like that often? Or do you just think it's trash? Like, do you just not listen?
Or do you actually like him as a musician, or do you just like him because he's popular?
Exactly. And I think that's what's happening with like movies as well. Like The Flash is really getting real anticipated. And then people go and it's like, that shit's trash. It's like, I mean, do you even care about DCU? Do you care about The Flash? Do you even want to see this? Or do you just care about because it's popular? I think that's happening a lot. And and it's kind of ruining like the going experience as well, movie going experience.
You're finally coming to my side. That's how I've been feeling for the longest. That's why I don't watch that much live action shit now.
Yeah.
It's like I just feel like just the industry overall just has that feeling to me.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of, I've always been sensitive to that where I feel like I pick up like intentions of stuff. And I'm just like, ugh. And there's occasional ones that are, of those that are good.
Yeah.
Because there's just, it happens. And then you have shit where it's just like, oh, that was bad. And there's some movies that are just so bad that they're good.
See, I haven't seen a lot where it's just like, ooh, that's bad.
You watch Moonfall?
Yeah.
It's so bad.
I don't think it's that bad. I think it was entertaining. Like I watched it and I'm like, yeah, this is cool. Like
it's so bad.
Yeah, I don't even think it's that bad.
I just love how they just like try to combine two. So like the most of the movie, it's like a disaster movie, and then it's like, oh, high concept science fiction at the very end.
Sci-fi.
It's like, what the fuck? It just comes out of nowhere.
It does. It 100% does.
It's like, what the fuck?
100% does.
And then they're just so on Elon Musk's dick the whole movie. Yeah. And then you can tell the shit where they did to try to like appease their Chinese investors.
Yeah.
It's just, there's so many things you just see in it where you're just like, oh, they did this because of this, for this money.
Yeah.
They did this and this because this is what they think, because the writer likes Elon Musk.
Yeah.
And he's just like, oh my God, it's just such a fucking clusterfuck.
I guess like I noticed the intentions as well, but then I'm like, so this is what their intention is, so this is what they're going for. So I'm not going to judge it by off what I thought it was.
The Chinese chick lifted a tree.
I can see how you wouldn't like it, but I was like, it's cool. I mean, it's not.
I just enjoyed just how shitty it was.
Yeah, it's not something I go back to for sure.
And Anthony Padilla is what is his name?
No idea.
The one who plays the guy with Ant-Man. It's a funny one.
Oh yeah, I don't know his name.
They made him like kind of like an asshole of a character. And it's like, why would you do that?
Yeah,
he's like the asshole stepdad or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't an asshole though.
He kind of was. I mean,
he was a cool guy.
Most of the movie that was his character arc, I think.
Yeah.
That's the way to put it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to see him like that. He's too funny. I like him.
Yeah.
But that movie, nah. And then was another one I watched last year. The 313. Did you watch that?
No, what's that about?
It's like the 313, it's like women secret agents.
Oh yeah, I seen it. I didn't see it, but I know what you're talking about. See, those movies I definitely skip because I'm like,
it was so contrived.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I just knew everything that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
I did like what's the dude who plays Winter Soldier? He was really good in that movie.
Chris Hemsworth? Not Hemsworth, Chris
No, not Captain America.
Oh, Winter Soldier. Yeah, I don't know his name.
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, Sebastian, yeah.
He was really good. Like I liked his character a lot. He kind of was like flip-flop from like good bad to bad.
Have you seen The Extraction?
No.
That shit is great. The Extraction and The Extraction 2. That shit is amazing. Like some of the action, like obviously you have to figure out what they're going for.
Well, here's the thing: is the director of those movies was like a stunt man, then stunt coordinator, and then now he's doing action movies.
Yeah, and
it's like action movies are good when the people who actually do action make it.
Yeah, and
like John Wick.
And you can tell that they're just stuntmen because the story is like, all right, Like there's parts of the
Because
movie.
the story is just a framework for action.
Yeah, there's parts of the movie where it's like no dialogue. It's just action. Like it's just fighting and shooting.
Yeah.
But it reminded me if Call of Duty would ever make a movie, it would be like that because that shit was fire.
I don't want to Call of Duty movie.
That shit was amazing. You have to watch the Extraction too to understand what I'm saying. Like,
Well, I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying I don't want to see a Call of Duty movie.
I would 100% see a Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and Modern Warfare 2. Those storylines were great. And if you have those storylines with the action of like John Wick or Extraction 2, that shit will be fire. That shit will be fire.
I'm just like, you don't just have to use. I just get annoyed by them using like movies being made based off of like a brand. That's my point.
I don't.
And it's like I don't want to
to.
see another. I just keep saying that. Like they're making a Gran Turismo movie. Like
That shit looks fun. I saw the.
I'm just
trailer.
tired of just seeing that, where it's just like, oh, we take like an IP and now we're just gonna make a movie out of it.
I guess I don't mind it because I don't
I'm
know.
just burnt out on it. It's my point.
I guess I don't know what the fuck Gran Turismo is. Like,
It's a racing simulator game.
yeah, I know it's a racing, but I never played it. I don't know anything about it, so I don't mind it.
It's okay.
Yeah, like I don't mind it because I never like it was whatever. And like Call of Duty, the storylines were great, and I would love to see that in live action. Did you watch the trailer for One Piece?
I refuse.
I thought the trailer was cool. I thought the trailer was cool. Anime people need to suck it up. Anime
Well,
fans-
because you refuse to watch anime.
no, because like give it a break, guys.
From
don't
what
have
I
to-
did,
you don't have
stuff
to-
I did say, it just looked kind of jank.
Does One Piece not look jank? The anime? I'm confused. Like, is it not goofy? Not a goofy anime?
Yeah, it's goofy.
Yeah. Well, then what is the
But
what
the
is the
goofiness I don't feel like translates.
100% translates?
Have you even like really watched One Piece or like read any
I
of
haven't
it?
watched like all of it, but I've
What
definitely.
the fuck are they gonna do with the character that fuck? His name was like, Scooter. I can't remember. It's like a little like sheep dude. I can't remember his name. But it's like, what the fuck are they gonna do? They're gonna have a fucking full on CGI character the whole time,
I don't know.
which usually leads to jankness.
Huh?
I did see the arm stretch. It looks so bad.
You think so? I thought it was cool.
I thought it looked bad.
I thought it was cool. I thought the
Because here's the thing: is like they've done Mr. Fantastic, but he has long sleeves,
yeah.
so you don't get that same like your brain doesn't.
I don't know.
The same
I thought
way.
it looked cool. I thought the characters had a lot of charisma. I thought they were cool. I thought it looked fun.
And a lot of anime humor doesn't work in live action.
I thought it looked fun. I enjoyed the anime. It actually looked like they actually cared about the anime. They had like a decent budget too. It was like one of the
Yeah,
highest.
apparently it's like cost more like per episode than Game of Thrones did.
Yeah, and like it
But granted,
actually,
it's because of inflation.
and it looks like they actually cared about making it. Like it actually like put
That's
like
good.
effort, and I thought it looked cool.
I'll just watch One Piece.
Okay,
I'll just watch the anime. It's the manga's not even done. It's never gonna end.
I'm not saying you have to like the live action, but people just immediately hate on it, and it ruins the whole experience. Like
Well, here's the thing: is anime fans have been burned by live action countless times.
countless.
Countless.
How many-
There has
how
not
many-
been the only adaptation that I can think off the top of my head that people thought was okay
Hmm.
was Alice in Borderlands.
But was there are there a lot of live action anime?
There have been there are, especially in Japan, there are a lot of attempts on it.
Okay, I don't know.
The only ones that you could maybe say like work are like typically it's more of a love story where it's like actually grounded,
Yeah.
where they'll adapt those. But like when it comes to shonen battle anime, that have never worked.
Have you seen? I enjoy Death Note. I think I talked about it before. Have you seen the first look of the Avatar: Last Airbender?
I don't want to watch that either.
I thought the first look looked cool. They just showed the characters.
I saw the like a screenshot of Aang, and it's like okay, it looks good, but you know
All of them looked cool. I think, but there is some controversy with.
because they're aging up characters.
No, there's controversy with man, what's Katara's brother?
Oh, Sokka.
Osaka, yeah. Apparently he lied about his ethnicity. He said he
Oh my
was
God.
he said he was full native, and apparently he's not.
Because I think what they're supposed to be Inuit.
Yeah,
It's what their tribe is based on.
yeah. But everybody they love all the other characters. He has like a controversy. That's what I've been seeing online.
Yeah.
But apparently people have the controversy. But it looked cool. It looked
I
good.
just get tired of just live action adaptations.
I don't think there's
Because you don't like animated shit.
I like animation. I love Avatar: Last Airbender animated. I like anime.
You just haven't watched one in 5 years.
No, I watched probably one last year, maybe.
Okay, I'm not. You've only talked about this one fucking mid anime.
I don't watch a lot like you. I'm not into the world like you, but I've definitely seen anime and I would watch it. I don't not like it.
I just only have told you the good ones to watch, and you don't ever watch them.
You told me the deep cuts. I don't know if
I
I'm
haven't given you that many deep cuts.
you give me. I'm not a. That's a deep cut. Those are deep cuts when you talk about it. They're probably popular in the anime world. I'm just not in the anime world. And to me, they're deep cuts. Like I know like the Dragon Ball Z's, the One Pieces, the Demon Slayers. You know, I know them.
You haven't even
Hunter
watched past season 1 on Demon Slayer.
I see. I'm in the world, but I'll watch it. I don't have a problem.
Yeah, you do.
You telling me my problems?
Yes. I'm giving you an objective perspective here.
Fine.
Yeah. Cool. He accepted it. Thank God. You heard it here first.
But please give me more live actions.
No. It hurts.
Please give me more.
It hurts.
I'm down. Adaptions. But give it, like, actually try, though. Don't just, like, give it to us.
I just don't see their long-term plan with it.
Of what?
One Piece, doing a live action with it.
Yeah, I'm sure they're
because
hoping.
Because the manga's been going on for 25 years, and it's apparently got to have about 5 more years on it.
I don't think there's any...
which means the anime is not going to be done until, like, 10 years.
I don't think there's any long...
All those people are just going to age out.
I don't think there's any long-term with any, like, live action stuff. Like, they usually end within, like, what, 4 or 5 seasons? Like, you'll get the exception of, like, long seasons, I guess, but...
I guess that's the other problem trying to adapt anime is a lot of them are very long-running. But like a good portion of them that get big are usually long-running, and it's like, do y'all really plan to keep going with this?
I hope not. One thing I like about live action is they stop. Like, they end.
But you don't get to the end of the story.
So, I don't, like...
You are on Netflix, dick.
Not even Netflix. There's all these...
This Netflix loves to start a series and then end it after a season or 2.
Well, ended prematurely. I don't
That's the
like,
Netflix brand.
I don't like, but like ending stuff, I think is cool. Like they don't need it. Like One Piece has like what 1,000 episodes.
It's 1,080 now.
Yeah, like what? Like live action doesn't need 1,080 episodes. You can make a good 3 seasons.
Well, it's because it's still not done being written.
Exactly. You don't need
It comes out every week.
Yeah, you don't need to come on this long. Like you can end it with 4 seasons. It's fine. Totally fine with me.
But the whole goal is to get the One Piece.
You don't need to like, keep it prolonging it. Like Avatar: Last Airbender, what ended in 4 books? Perfect.
3
books, perfect. Like you don't need to be.
because it was made to be short.
Exactly. You don't need to make it to be long. That's what I'm trying to say. One Piece,
That's kind of one of the things in manga.
yeah, but I'm saying live action doesn't need to be made to be long.
What I'm saying is the source material hasn't ended, so they can't find a way to end that like the way it should.
So there's not like segments of it's just like one long story. There's not
There
like
are
those
arcs.
chapters.
There are arcs.
Exactly. You just ended an arc. What's wrong
It
with
just feels
that?
like such a waste.
How is that a waste?
People are starving. You're spending hundreds of millions to adapt one.
Shut up, man. Shut up.
I'm just saying.
You're just trying to make an issue.
I'm not trying. I have an issue.
People are starving. There's hungry people in Africa, and you're making a One Piece anime.
Exactly. It's like, why?
That's hilarious.
It's like we already have One Piece. It's like we have One Piece, and then, I guess that's the One Piece at home is the life.
That's funny. I don't have a problem.
You never have a problem.
Yeah, people have too many problems. Like, get over it. It's okay to be happy. It's okay to not care about it and just like leave it alone. It's totally fine. It's totally fine, guys.
Just
Trust
take
me.
that money to make something people actually want.
What do you want, Evan?
Not live action.
Exactly.
Anime.
No, it's not for you. It's not for you, man. It's okay to just not. If you don't
Just
like
to
it,
make something mid.
I don't know if you be mid. I don't
Tired
know.
of everything being mid. It's mid.
It's mid because y'all have that mindset. That's what I'm trying to say. Get out of that. Get out of the mid.
No, it just don't work.
Get out of it.
It just don't work.
Your whole life is gonna be mid if it's all you care. It's all you
My
think
life
about.
is mid.
Yeah, that's my point. My life's not mid.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
Oh, tell us how great your life is.
My life's
Then.
kind of fire
Tell me about
because
it.
I believe it.
Tell us.
Because I have that in my heart.
Sell me on it. Tell me. Need details.
I'm
You're just
living.
saying it.
I get up in the morning and I have a place to live and a place to do things and enjoy stuff. My life's not mid, man. You can't do that. You just said people were in Africa starving.
I don't care.
And now you're huffing and puffing it because I'm saying I can enjoy life. There are people in Africa starving. And you're complaining because
And that has nothing to do with me being miserable.
and you're complaining because there's a live action One Piece. Come on now.
Yeah. Because you could use that money for better things.
Any more thoughts about One Piece?
No.
I'll watch it. I'll give it a look. You won't watch it at all? Like you won't even. I'll give it a look.
Well, I haven't really even started watching anime because it's so long. I plan to get to it eventually, but I have other long series I want to get through first.
Yeah.
I know it's never going to end. It's like I have time to get back to it eventually one day. I think they've done the time if you just did nothing but watch it for 3 months, you'd catch up.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's how long it is.
Yeah. I watched like first 5 episodes. I didn't like it that much.
It starts off slow.
Yeah, I didn't like it that much. But there's a lot of anime that people really like that I'm just like kind of mid.
But it also comes from like an era where that was a thing,
Oh, okay.
where it started off that way. But they would always start off slow as hell.
Yeah.
Like if you ever go watch the original Dragon Ball, that's how it is.
Yeah.
And that's also very fucking pervy.
What anime is not that pervy? There's a lot of anime.
There are a lot that aren't, but there are a lot that are.
Yeah, there's a lot of anime that are pervy for sure.
Well, it's just funny because Dragon Ball like loses that after a certain point.
Really?
It's just like there's just like a hard line.
Yeah.
I mean, except for one character, he kind of keeps being perfect. But you know,
Yeah.
that's his character trait. It's just being an old creepy guy, an old pervert.
Yeah. Y'all do like y'all pervs in anime, huh?
No,
Like Jiraiya, that's the name, right?
pervy sage.
Yeah, pervy sage. Y'all do like y'all pervs. It's kind of wild to say. Y'all like y'all
What pervy
pervs.
sage? That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of anime here that doesn't translate well.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like,
Just don't have that in live action if y'all make one.
they better never make a live action Naruto.
That'd be fire. I like the Naruto story.
It's not even just, it's the other stuff.
Like the CGI and stuff.
Well, not just that, that's part of it, but also you got to think of like the timing of like the hand signs and such. In animation, you can make it a lot faster than someone could physically do in real life. So it's just going to look
don't
stupid
physically
as hell.
do in real life. Make that shit CGI or something. Like make that shit fast, like the Flash.
That's just stupid.
It'd be fire.
No.
I don't know.
The
That's
bar is in hell. The bar is in hell.
I guess.
You got anything else?
Nothing.
Damn. We contribute a lot to the world.
I was like a long segment of just anime.
It wasn't that long.
It wasn't.
We didn't go that far.
Yeah,
it was just you being trying to sell me on the One Piece.
Yeah, I'm
live
trying to
action.
sell you. I'm trying to sell you on anything live action.
I'm just over it.
Yeah, I get it.
Take us out.
Oh,
Because I'm always the one ending. It's your turn.
I feel like we don't end it. We just like abruptly ended with some
Yeah, that's
something
what I'm asking
wild.
you. Just do abruptly end it right now.
I don't know how to end it. You can't just tell me to end it and then it'll be ending.
End it.
Thank y'all for listening. This is
Wow, that's
above the line. You can't just tell me end it and then have a crazy ending.
You can't think of just a transition from what we're talking about to an ending?
No, you ended
No. I do
Why?
it every time I'm tired of it.
because it's no ending, right?
Like the One Piece. It doesn't end.
Yeah, One Piece is long as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you think this podcast is long, give us a thumbs up. Thank y'all for listening. This is the podcast where Evan has horrible takes and I have good takes. Yeah, thank y'all. That shit was trash.